Hi folks, this is Vincent Adelie with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to talk a little bit about our recent trip to the Monroeville Convention Center for the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo 2023. This is our second time attending this particular event, and they've made a lot of changes to it. It was a lot bigger. They rented out an extra area, so vendors had a huge area, and the cosplayers and other like arcade section had their own area. It was all great. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video now, and I guess we'll just chime in whenever we feel like it. Did you enjoy yourself?
I enjoyed myself immensely. It was a lot of fun and it was huge. I couldn't believe it was double the size. I mean, I was so used to the carpet. I was expecting like the little carpeted room with all the arcade machines and the vendors like all cluttered together. But this time around it was like solid floor. Like the other room was like huge with solid floor. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is spacious.
Yeah, it was a lot more spacious, which was great because as people started flooding in after the fact, it still wasn't as crowded as it was last year just because there was all that empty space. I mean, what you're looking at now is actually like the preamble. I got there, I think, a half an hour to an hour early, got my press badge. They let us in and we started filming. So everyone at this point is like still setting up their booths. We did talk to some people during this time while we could before it got really noisy. But we had to
Mhm.
turn the sound off, unfortunately, because there was, I guess, like really loud music in the background. And as you refer to it, a lot of copy talk.
Yeah,
And I
copy.
didn't want anyone incriminating themselves. On
Mhm.
camera. So just to be safe between the music and, possible copyright there and the copy talk, it's
And the
just
profanity
yeah,
sometimes.
there was a little bit of profanity as well. So, yeah, to keep this family friendly, I just turned everything off, which is unfortunate, but it is what it
Mhm.
is. The vendor section was huge. I mean, there were a lot of people. Some of them seemed to be selling the exact same things. I saw like at least I want to say seven or eight vendors that had like various video games for sale, a lot of retro stuff like
Mhm.
Nintendo and even Atari and other things. And then there were other vendors that there was a whole board game section like Ethereal Wars here that were promoting their game that they're crowdfunding and trying to make successful, along
Mhm.
with the other dozens of thousands of other games out there. But
Yeah.
Nathan here, the creator of Ethereal War, he actually is going to be relaunching his crowdfunding campaign soon. Feel free to check out his website. I've got a whole article and stuff on that on my official website. I wrote up an article on that. And then there's the Tunnel Monster Collective. Unfortunately, I don't remember the guy's name. I always forget it. But he's
Mhm.
working on several projects. He's got Chef's Table that he's working on. He's got, I think it was Regeneration, he was remaking that.
Mhm.
And then your favorite, I think it was called Kleingarten.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun when I played with him,
Mm-hmm.
that one time at Phil's store, but yeah, yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, that's it. Yep,
Yeah.
Kleingarten. Yeah, it's a roll and write. It's really cute though. I mean, like, yeah, you
Mhm.
can tell it looks prototypey, but it was
Mhm.
still a lot of fun to play. I can't wait to see it like actually beefed up in terms of illustrations and stuff. Like it's going to turn into something great. So like
Yeah.
it's really cool seeing all these developers. I even saw some other games I haven't seen before. It was cool seeing some of their ideas, but it's really nice seeing and meeting these people in person. Typically, a lot of 90% of my clients, 95% of my clients are all email. I never see their face. They ask me to
Mhm.
cover their game. They pay me a fee, and I cover their game. Here it's like, well, I actually get to meet them in person, swap business cards, and talk shop, and it was a very different experience. And I actually preferred it this way, just because I could just be direct and answer or ask questions that would normally take hours to do via email. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. And referring back to, like, how spacious it was, I don't know, like, I'm sure it was shown, but there were cars in there, and it was
Yes.
pretty crazy to see, like, a bunch of different cars. Okay, I just thought I'd get
Well,
that out of
no,
the way.
like I wasn't expecting cars. I thought like this isn't an auto show.
Yeah, but
You
it
know what I
kinda
mean?
was.
Like, why are there three or four cars like
Mm,
in the freaking building? Like, yeah, there's anime. I don't know what it was. Anime. I don't know the anime
yeah.
stuff very well.
Mhm.
But anyway, Crokinole right here. I love the new boards. That was really cool. We
Yeah.
you demoed with the one lady last year.
Mhm.
and had a lot of fun. Oh, there she is in the back.
Yep.
She destroyed you though. I hate to
Oh,
say
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
it.
I was a noob at the game.
Yeah.
Like, newer than a noob.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. I like that they had said that it was like a wall art too. Oh, and this is the Ghostbusters. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. There's a half an hour worth of content, and believe it or not, I had an hour and a half. I had to somehow cut down 2 hours of video to a half an hour.
Uh-huh.
So I did the best I could. But
Okay.
yeah, so like this is the cosplay side of things. The Ghostbusters came in. I think it was the Steel City, Pittsburgh,
Mhm.
Ghostbusters, whatever. It amazes me that they have the resources to do something like this. It's a huge fan project. I love
Mhm.
it. I know I kind of like. I'm not big into cosplay, but seeing like 80s shows brought to life or 90s shows brought to life is kind of cool. And the whole Radio Shack sound. So I'm sorry, it's
Mhm.
just Radio Shack. It's a reference. I mean, I grew up with Radio Shack. There was a Radio Shack
Isn't
down the street when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the store?
Yeah, the store Radio Shack. Uh huh.
Yeah. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, the prototype thing.
The Proton Pack. Yes.
Proton, there you go,
The
prototype
prototype,
product.
yes.
Yeah, sure.
Technically, yeah. And this guy was
Oh,
funny. He was like, "Oh, don't worry, Vigo won't jump out at you or anything like that. There's no manifestations." And I did a really bad Vigo, no, Yonish impersonation. It's Vigo, and
yeah. I
yeah.
heard that. It's okay. I
It's
died
like,
inside only a little.
thank you, I appreciate. You're like the buzzing of flies to him.
Mm.
Sorry, I could
Oh
do
my god.
Yonish all day. Anyway,
Mm.
um, so yeah, these guys were really nice. They let me walk in there, take a little bit of video, and I'm curious to know like what they offer. Like, do they just hook you up with a bunch of equipment and you just be one of the guys, or do you have to pay? I don't know how that all works. Then
Oh,
there's the
that's
501st Legion, kind of the same deals, except it's all Star Wars. And I
mm.
didn't catch this guy's name, but it took this guy what? How many months? 10 months to build this
10 months. Yeah.
R2 unit.
It made little noises too, like, he had, like, this really cool remote control, and it had, like, "doo doo doo doo," like,
Yeah,
little
the R2 would. Yeah, like just like an R2 unit would. It's really cool. We didn't
yeah.
talk to these guys at all. They weren't there
Mhm.
when we were around. The Starfleet, they were there last year and they were busy setting up last year. So I guess
Mhm.
it's just the Star Trek fan club. I don't know what they do exactly, but
Yeah.
as a fan of Star Trek, I guess like it's something I'd be curious about, but I can't see myself doing that. I did dabble in a little bit of Star Trek role playing when I was
Mhm.
younger, and I did like RPGs and stuff, but I never like dressed up ever. you know,
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying it's cool to see, but I would probably never do it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then we're back to the vendors again. People are
Mhm.
selling Pokemon cards and
There was a lot of Pokemon paraphernalia, like,
it's
around.
popular. It's like Pokemon's that sweet spot between anime, like Japanese stuff, and American.
Mhm.
Like it's just super pop. Kids love it, and adults love it. Like everyone seems to love it. I
Mhm.
never got into Pokemon myself. I know my brother did because he was young
Mhm.
enough to be in the cool group that could do that.
Yeah.
And then we saw a
Oh.
lot of like this is just random arts and crafts. Like I tried to get and film as many business cards and signs as I could so that if you're interested in anything that you're seeing here, you could
Mhm.
Google them and look them up because I'm not going to put 400 links in the
Yeah.
description of this video. Just Google
Mhm.
them and you'll probably find their website. Um,
Mhm.
did you have any favorites? Like, did you like the miniatures or like
I loved the miniatures. I loved the plushies. Oh my
the
gosh.
plushies?
The
Yeah.
plushies were amazing, and I love the hats. The hats and the plushies are probably, like, one of my favorite things.
Was there something that you wanted? Like, there's a couple of things that you were pointing out that you wanted to bring home with you.
Yeah, I think they'll probably come later in the video, I'm not
Probably.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh,
Um,
this one wasn't bad. The artists, like, I typically don't care for like, I don't know
art.
what it was. Yeah, like art isn't like I'm not a big artsy fartsy kind of person, but I did
Mhm.
appreciate like the contrast. Like I like sharp colors and sharp blues and greens and stuff. So seeing certain art, like the one on the right there, is not bad. I liked the art there, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's just these guys are super talented and. They were often saying that it takes them, oh yeah, it takes about 10 hours to draft something like this. I'm like, it would take me 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
And
this is cool. They have like a bunch of different miniatures.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is that little eyeball on the right there that we passed up. That
Hmm.
was the beholder that we faced in our first D&D campaign, where
Yeah.
we told it to go away. Like we were there to take over, and it went away. Went away.
Yeah, I
That
remember.
that's what that was. So yeah, now that we've played D&D, we kind of recognize
Hmm.
some of these miniatures. But yeah, very
Mm.
impressive.
And I think these are like storage boxes, right? Or something like
I don't
that.
know what they are. I just thought they were like I just thought they were just, something
Okay.
display items. I didn't know that
Yeah.
you could actually do something with them or if
I
they were
I think
functional.
yeah, I think those colorful ones were like storage boxes. I forgot to mention that earlier in the video, but yeah, that's pretty intuitive way of storing things. That is cool. I didn't know you caught Emperor
I
Palpatine.
had to. I saw him sitting there. I'm like, there's a whole bunch of Star Wars there. And then I'm not sure what that is. Is that supposed to be like Groot? Like, there's different universes here, but I don't know what they represent.
A Final Fantasy probably or
Possibly
Guardians of
Final
the
Fantasy. Yeah, the one with
Galaxy.
the giant sword might have been
Mhm.
Cloud. I don't know. I don't know too much about Final Fantasy. And then these things, I don't know. Are
I
these
think
just
these are like old toy dispensers or sticker dispensers like you
Japanese though? I guess.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was different. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I
Different.
feel like 70% of this stuff, we don't know what it was, but it looked amazing.
I feel like I feel like if there's a niche that you really
Mhm.
like,
They'll
this
have it.
expo one vendor's bound to have it somewhere
Mhm.
because it caters to a particular kind of fan.
Oh
You know
my
what I mean?
gosh. I wanted these plushies so
The
bad.
chicken
The
plushies on the
the
left or the bee
chicken yes,
plushies.
the blue and the white chicken plushies and the
Mhm.
Kirby plushies. Uh,
These were impressive too. These folks, I didn't
Mhm.
get their faces, but these are from. This is his name was Brad, and he's from the Riverside Wood Shop, and he's rebranding to the Riverside Realm, I believe it was. He
Mhm.
actually gave me a game, little card game to bring home, and I did cover that on a separate video if you're interested in checking that out. But
Mhm.
primarily, he does a lot of wood shopping, as you can see, like a lot of artsy stuff, and he had a chessboard there and some other things. But he's actually in the process of kickstarting two separate games, like board games, which is why he's trying to get away from wood shop and into like
Mhm.
realm in
Mhm.
his title. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what he comes up with. But I was really impressed, like by the Star Trek and Star Wars like wood stuff, like in the Ghostbusters one there. Lots of nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
I was really happy with.
Mhm. The
So
board game seems, really good too. I think they said it had similar mechanics to,
Wingspan,
Wingspan? Mhm.
yes, it reminds me of that what Travel the World or whatever it was board game that we played recently.
Mhm.
Where it kind of like features players travel the world and try and earn points and different things like that, or they're trying to earn likes. I think he said, and that's how you earn victory points. The Creatures of the Realm was the card game that he's also trying to
Mhm.
get kickstarted. And again, that's the game I covered in a separate video. If you're interested, it plays very much like Love Letter. So if you've ever
Mhm.
played Love Letter, you'll be somewhat familiar with that. There it is. It also comes with like a peg score thing. It fits in the box.
Oh,
But the
okay.
art,
Score tracker?
yeah, score tracker, yeah.
Okay,
But the art is
cool.
fantastic on it. I was drawn to the art almost immediately. Not because they all feature like women and wolves and stuff, but like
Yeah. It is impressive. It's very talented, it's very fantasy, and it's really nice.
mhm, there they are.
Mm.
So if you're interested, there's their contact information. It looks like I didn't know they were in Ohio. Didn't they say they
Oh,
recently moved? I can't remember.
I
Maybe I'm getting my vendors
I'm not
confused at this point. No, the
yeah,
one guy, yeah, the fight. That's what I'm thinking of. The feisty
oh,
goblin. He said
okay.
he recently moved to Tarentum, or he opened up. Was it no New Kensington? I'm getting them all confused now. New Kensington. He did mention that he just recently opened his store a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
and I guess that was in New Kensington. But I've never been there,
Mhm.
so I'd be really curious to see what else he had if I was ever in the area.
Mhm.
I love dice. I would buy all the dice if I could. Not that I would ever use them, but
I
it's
know, dice are so cool. I don't know what it is, but dice is like one of those collectible things,
yeah,
kinda like when people collect, the bottle tops, what are they
yes.
called?
Well,
Bottle
first it
top
was
collectors?
Furbies, and then it was like bottle tops, and then it was Pogs.
Yeah. Pogs, there you go.
Well, some
Paper
people did
clips.
collect bottle tops. Back in the day, they collected bottle
Mhm.
tops. You know, that was a thing back then.
Yeah,
Um,
I would love to collect dice, but it's just too expensive.
I loved this booth.
Oh, the pixels, yeah.
Like that made me dizzy. Like I like just the 3D pic like just looking at this, like my camera didn't know how to focus because like it was trippy, but so impressive. I wanted all of them. Like they were
Yeah.
so good.
The way that they had, like, some of the art, like, outwards and then some of it inwards to
Yeah.
create an actual character, it was so cool.
It
Like,
was
that
all
is so
3D, like,
cool.
yeah, the pixels, it was all like perception. It was
Mhm.
really cool. It was trippy, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And then
Oh, the
this,
arcade stuff.
yeah, the pack rats, I
Oh.
believe these are the tops of the arcade's cabinets.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
whenever you go into an arcade and on the very top of the arcade machine, you see like
Mhm.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or NBA Jam or The Simpsons. You just all of these are just a collection of those that you take off the
Mm.
panel and you hang it on your wall somewhere,
Mhm.
minus the arcade cabinet, you know.
I guess
So
that's a good way to clean an arcade machine if you have an arcade
I
machine.
guess.
Just
Um,
put one on there.
oh, there's another indie developer trying to get their games
Mhm.
developed and published. That's really cool. I think was it a he or I can't remember who it
I
was,
think
but
it was the
she,
woman,
yeah,
yeah.
she had like what 3 or 4 games, which was.
Yeah. She explained them really well.
Mhm.
Obviously we forgot because we have terrible memories.
Well, not only that, but we went to at least 80 different booths,
Yeah.
and again, I was like trying to work and then remember everything without writing it down is near impossible.
Yeah. If the noise wasn't so loud, we would have probably interviewed.
Hmm.
But it is unfortunate that we didn't get too many like interviews on camera.
I wanted
But
to. I just,
mhm,
like you said, it was really loud, and that one there was live music there as well. And
yeah.
trying to get information about a game when there's a drum solo playing,
Yeah.
it's just near impossible.
And not only that, but this video would have been like 6 hours long. Like we had to really be quick about it
Hmm.
because there was just so much. I mean, it was like almost what quadruple the size of last year.
Hmm. And this guy had, he said, a necklace or like a piece of jewelry for everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
and every nationality, every heritage. Yeah, those pillow covers. Those are pillow covers of like the moon and Earth and things like that.
mhm,
And they're all geographically correct. He's a globe maker, a
mhm.
jewelry maker. I mean, it was really cool.
Oh yeah, he has the gift of gab, he says, which was true. He loved. He's a really nice guy. But yeah, that was the Puerto Rico one there, the one that you're taking a picture of.
Yeah. Hmm.
This guy, Charles, he impressed me a lot. Like I liked all of his stuff. He was selling mouse pads, tote bags, and banners and other things, dice trays. I liked the owlbear ones.
Yeah.
But the art on this was just it looked like it came out of a D&D book, and he should be selling his art. I'm just saying to like
Yeah,
to
illustrations.
to D
Hmm.
and D books. They're amazing. I love the fantasy art already. Like just I love the fantasy environment, and the way he did all of this was so good.
Very impressive. Hmm.
Hmm.
He could probably be like an art teacher.
Well, I don't know how he did it, but yeah. Look, I mean that's I mean I if I had the money, I would probably buy. I definitely want one of his tote bags. I'd buy the mouse pad. I'd buy one of each thing because they were really
Yeah,
good.
I agree.
And then you got this cutesy. I think it was just a guy and his daughter from the looks of it, but he had a lot of hats, a lot of
Oh, that's what I wanted to take home. I wanted the Mario
the
hat.
Mario
It
and Luigi
it's
hat there on the bottom.
right there,
Yeah.
yes, on
Uh
the
huh.
bottom. Oh my gosh, I saw somebody actually wearing the one with the ears,
Oh, did
and,
you?
it looks amazing. He had the Mario shirt too. Oh, and the dice. Oh, these were hollow dice.
Yeah, I've never really seen them in person.
Mhm. I've never seen them in person either. It's so impressive, like, I didn't even know it could be a thing. And hollow dice? Like, what?
Yeah. I'd be worried they wouldn't be heavy enough, but I
Yeah.
love that they give you like a little dice tray to test it before you buy it.
Mhm.
It's a cool little
Oh,
thing. Mhm.
Those big dice too, the colorful ones and then the little mini ones that were on the bottom. Oh, and the dog.
And the dog, I saw the dog. I'm like, you know what? I have to get a picture of this. I don't know who it belonged to, um,
So
but it was
cute.
so cute. I had to take a picture of it.
But those colorful dice there, they were really soft. Oh, and it was like made of really soft material and it felt really good.
Hmm.
I couldn't stop touching them.
You just sit there,
I wa-
paw the dice constantly all
yeah,
day.
I wanted to roll them all day.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to leave my booth. You're freaking out the rest of the people around. I'm sorry, you have to go.
So
But
funny.
yeah, I
Mm.
oh this one wasn't bad either. Ever since we got into D&D, we played exclusively on Roll20, but seeing like environments like this, like the
Mhm.
idea of possibly playing your D&D campaigns on these like really high quality, I guess, maps, like stone maps, I guess, along with these various, like, I don't know, like all of this stuff was just handcrafted, very nice to look at. There's a dice tray there, it looked like
Mhm.
I don't know, and the steins were nice too. It looks like looks like Zelda back there. It's hard to see, but
Yeah. It's the talent in this whole environment is just so ridiculous. It's
mhm.
over 9,000.
Over 9,000. And there's Phil and Thor of
Yep.
Game Masters. They provided a lot of the board games to the used area. Like there's a section where people can go to play board games. It's like a library. People can pull them
Mhm.
out, they can play them. And Phil brought, like he did last year, he just brought a whole bunch for people to play.
Yeah. Did you get like look, the Mario guy.
Yeah, is that the Mario guy you were talking about? Or is that a different
No,
one?
it was a different one, but he has like the whole cosplay going on
Yeah.
being Mario. That's amazing.
I
But
didn't I didn't get the huge area where they were playing, but it was like really
oh,
empty
okay.
at the time, but it was huge. It was at least 30, 40 tables.
Yeah, at least. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Gucci gaming. Oh, I love the mimic chests. Those are so cool.
Where you can just store your dice or something like that.
Yeah, it's so thematically correct too. I don't know why, but mimic chests are like my favorite things.
When I create a D&D campaign someday, there's going to be at least 50 mimic chests in there.
Yeah,
Every chest that you come
definitely.
across is going to be a mimic chest.
Mhm. Oh, and those little night lights, they
Uh-huh.
change colors. That was
It's a
so
trap.
cool.
I like that one.
Mhm. Um, the minis. I don't know how people can make minis. It's amazing. Oh my God, I was obsessed with the plushies.
It's the Care Bears. There were the Care
Mhm.
Bears there, and then you had Mario, Luigi, Pokemon, Squirtle from the looks of it,
Mhm.
Charizard. The Garment Goddess, he spent some time here too.
Oh, yeah, the earrings. There was a lot of jewelry, like D&D jewelry, and I think it's so clever the way people implement jewelry and gaming.
Mhm.
It's just so cool.
I like the little daggers with the dice holder daggers. I just thought that was kind of
Oh,
cool.
I didn't even realize they were dice holders. I love the dice necklace. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that gray one on the left there has dice in it.
Yeah, I
And it
just
holds
saw
every
that.
kind of dice, a D4, D6, D10, all that good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
She was wearing some of like the jewelry too,
Hmm.
showing it,
Oh,
and
the
then
glow in the dark dice, she was using the UV light on that.
yeah, then they had feathers and pins and oh my gosh. I just wanna decorate my hair now.
Well, they're open today still. That's the ears.
Oh, yeah, those are the elf ears and yeah.
You'll never catch me wearing elf ears, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
She also did
Oh,
garments too.
yeah, the costumes were really cool.
Hmm.
I didn't see the pricing, but that's okay.
Yeah. So now this is the arcade part of it. Pittsburgh Arcade Collective, yeah, donated or brought all these arcade machines. There was a bunch of them. I don't know how many there were in total. I'd have to say like what, 80,
I
90.
I yeah, I believe there were, like, 4 aisles, like, maybe 3 or 4 aisles that had arcade machines covered on both sides. It was amazing, it was insane, and I feel bad to say it, but some of the games were so bad, but they were nostalgic.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. A lot of these games would not hold up in today's world of Skyrim and whatever else.
Yeah.
But back in the day, the 80s, 90s, whatever, like
Mhm.
this was the high tech stuff.
Yeah.
Like you went to the arcade, you pumped in $5 worth of quarters. No, first you put the money into the little brown and black machine. and the
Mhm.
tokens came out, and then you ran out of tokens. You go back to mom. I need more money.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She'll give you money to use in the laundry machine, but you spend it on the arcade.
Well, that wasn't me, but okay.
That's funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, those aisles just had so many. Uh-oh, are we coming up in your favorite one or no?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yet. Did you have a favorite? Like, which one did you enjoy? That
I loved Cruising Control. I think that was probably one of my favorites.
is that like
Um,
Cruisin' USA? Like
oh,
is it a
maybe
car one?
yeah, maybe it was Cruising USA. I
Well,
don't
there's
know. It's the
Cruisin'
one we
World,
tried.
Cruisin' USA. There's Cruisin' everywhere. But
Oh my goodness. I don't know. The one that had the wheel.
yeah, we tried the X-Men one, and I just ugh.
That's terrible.
The X-Men one was like the Simpsons and Turtles, but like just off. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into it. Die Hard Arcade, like I can't. I've never heard of half of these before, to be honest.
Mhm.
I had Off Road for the NES.
Mhm.
Galaga I had for the Atari, I think.
Mhm. It's
Um,
true too. Oh my goodness.
Robotron's an
Robotron.
oldie. Smash TV is a classic. You were yeah. How was Moonwalker? Did you played that for a bit?
Yeah, pretty
Pretty
terrible, I have to
lackluster.
say.
Did he make any sounds?
Oh,
Did he?
yeah. He did that quite a bit.
Now this was I took a long shot of this only because like every time I walked into Pizza Hut, this is what I saw.
Yep.
So it was or the roller rink. This was the
Mhm.
machine. Like I don't know why, but that it's what started me into like all the Turtles games for the NES, and then made me realize
Mhm.
how bad Turtles 1 for the NES was, and then Turtles in Time is still like the best.
Mhm.
Um, and The Simpsons was the follow up to that. It wasn't bad,
Mhm.
but not as fun as the Turtles one, I think. Every time that Bart and Lisa would join up with their special move, they would make that.
Oh my gosh, I think Discord cut you out.
Oh my god! Yeah, Discord probably cut me out there, but
Yeah.
they would make this god awful annoying sound.
Mhm.
Um,
This this is pretty cool. I didn't get to play on any on this aisle, I think,
hmm
but it was really impressive to see all
Those
that
little
stuff.
drums, I think that's Donkey Kong. Like the
Oh, okay.
yeah, the
That's
drums
my
were actually a peripheral that you could tap to jump, or I don't know what
Oh,
it was.
really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just it's a gimmick. It's a really crappy gimmick.
So these are, like, all console games, they're not computer games, huh?
Correct. They're
Like
all
the old
consoles: Atari, NES, N64, right there.
Mhm.
They even brought pinball machines in, and there was a league and a tournament going on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There was a whole section roped off for just the tournament, which I could care less about pinball.
Oh.
I grew up in a day after pinball was a thing. Like that
Mhm.
was more like my parents' thing, the
Oh,
pinball.
okay. My dad loved pinball, and me and him, we would always, like, kind of trash talk each other
Huh.
when I was
X-Men.
little. Oh, it wasn't bad. Maybe, I don't
Well, it's again, it's more nostalgia than
Mhm.
actual, fun. I think
Yeah, this
S-
is when it
started
was
getting crowded. Yeah.
started getting crowded. I played a lot of the, Super Mario Brothers 3, I think it was.
hmm
That was pretty fun.
You had I caught. Oh yeah, and the
Oh.
I don't know what this was. I've never global VR. So how did this play? Like you looked into it, and did you actually see what was on the screen there, or
Yeah,
was it like in goggles, or like what?
no, it was just a mirror. It's just basically a mirror. I tried not to touch it because a lot of people have put their face and their nose right on it.
Yeah,
So I was just kinda hovering from it.
it's the COVID machine. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was just a screen. It was just a smaller screen on there. Mhm.
Gotcha. Did you have fun with it, or was it kind of just like a
It was
gimmick?
it was a gimmick
Yeah.
for sure. It's too much moving.
You look like the robot from Rocky. The eyes.
Oh gosh.
Anyway.
My hair, good lord.
Well, you
Sorry.
were like face deep in a machine, so
I was.
it's fine. And then you're Super Mario.
Yeah.
I don't remember what level it is, but you can totally raccoon tail up into the sky, fly all the way to the end, and like
Yeah.
jump and skip like 4 levels or whatever it was. Like
Yeah.
it's been like 20 some years since I played this.
I was really bad. I kept dying on this level.
Look at you. That red shell is like the bane of your existence.
this. Oh my gosh. Get away from me.
And then you jump over and get killed by the Goomba.
Oh gosh, dude. Why didn't you cut this out?
Because it's fun watching you laugh. Oh, this is my machine here. This is the Star Wars trilogy. I actually got the chance to actually play it all the way through this time.
Oh, nice. I know, there was, like, a line behind you, it was hilarious.
Well, the kid was watching me. Like, he wanted to play next, but he was also, like, getting up and... Like, I didn't mind. There he is in the reflection. He was excited. Like, he was... Like, I felt like a kid again. Like, I had a group watching me play.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another kid, like, came up to you on your right side. It was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, before you, there was one of the Ghostbusters that was actually playing this, and we were waiting for him to get off so that Vince could play.
Yeah, it was so weird seeing, like, a Ghostbuster in full-fledged uniform with a proton pack off to the side playing a Star Wars machine. I'm like, what's wrong with this? I didn't... Oh, this was what, Lost World?
The Lost World, Jurassic Park, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those gun games where you have to shoot off the screen to reload. And now I was holding a camera in my left hand, so I have tendonitis, so trying to do both with just my one hand was really tough. But it was.
I offered countless times.
It's okay.
Like, no.
No, I was letting you have fun.
Sure.
But I enjoyed it. Like, I miss these machines. I think it was Lethal Enforcers. I played that a lot as a kid. Well, maybe not as a kid, but a little bit older. Where you you just shoot stuff. And I have never played this one, but it was a lot of fun.
I think the only one I've ever played was like Duck Hunt.
For the NES, or was that in the arcade?
The arcade one. The one where, the arcade one.
Okay, because the Nintendo one, you could just hold the light up to the monitor or to the screen and just shoot them. Like, it's just...
Really? Oh,
well, yeah, yeah. You had to put a sensor on your TV for the light gun.
And then the zombie one. I think
House of the Dead or something like that, or...
Yeah. One of the videos from a movie that you showed me, that was the one that
that was the Uva Bowl. Yeah. I can't remember which one it was. Now, we're into your pictures now. There's 4 minutes of this. These are all the pictures, no particular order, but these are all the pictures that you took.
I tried to be all artsy with it, and it just came out like whatever. Oh, I wanted those hats so bad.
$27. I just saw the price tag.
A little bit pricey.
You took really good pictures. I was trying to, like, pick out the best, but I'm like, well, these are all good, so I'm not sure which ones,
Oh, Care Bears. Oh, I love
I didn't think you were a Care Bear. I know you were into, like, My Little Pony, but I didn't know about Care Bears.
Oh, I loved Care Bears. The hollow dice. Yeah.
So what did you think overall? Like, did you enjoy it more than last year?
I did. I think I did. I wish we could have stayed longer, but I had to work that night, and there were a lot of people like coming in. So it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it. What about you?
I liked it. I wish that I didn't have to quote unquote work. This isn't technically work, but it's still like when I'm going with a camera to record content, to interview people, to talk to people, to get pictures, like, I'm working. Even though I'm not getting paid to do it, it's still work. Putting the video together after the fact. I wish I could just go as a customer once and just buy crap and have a good time. You know what I mean? But then I wouldn't get the press badge and get in an hour early. So, there are perks to, being part of the press. But
I do wish that we could have interviewed more people, but again, because of the noise, we really couldn't do that.
I would love, I mean, I got a lot of business cards, so, like, I wouldn't mind, like, a one-on-one with them if they lived close by or something like that. But our goal was to go around and interview a bunch of people and talk to them, but, like, with the drum solos and the guitar and the just the live music playing in the background. And there was that one NBA announcer voice that it was booming. Like, he was a guest, but he was the voice of the NBA Jam.
Okay.
Boom, shakalaka. Like, that was him. He did that for the video game. It was really cool.
He was very, very loud. And,
he was. I made the joke, like, how is it possible to have a booth next to this other guy who's constantly doing that?
Yeah. Oh, there's the Ghostbusters.
There's the Ghostbusters.
Star Wars.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, so he had like the microphone, and it was with the guitar music, it was just so loud, but
Hmm.
it was a good time. It really was.
Hmm. Yeah. And we were there for only 2 hours, and the show goes on for both Saturday and Sunday. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, it's like today,
Interesting.
like right now, it's going on right now. But we're too tired. We're old.
Yeah. And we'd have to have like a lot of money for it too. So,
Yeah, if we were to go back, we'd have to bring. Oh, yeah, those cars you were talking about.
oh yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
What's interesting, what's nice too, about like going there early and being part of the quote unquote press, right?
Hmm.
Uh, the Ghostbusters actually charge for photos. So it's nice to get like a few candid shots of everything and everyone and showing the
Hmm.
folks at home, like, okay, this is what's going on.
That's interesting. I mean, I know some vendors do charge. Let me
Hmm.
pause it there because that's the end of it.
Okay.
So yeah, so yeah, I know some vendors like when you go to a Steel City Con,
Hmm.
you have to pay like $60 for an autograph and $100 for a picture. I was really surprised to see that some people here are actually charging for that kind of thing, but
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't much, but still, like,
I can see like maybe. Well, I'm sure the stuff they get is not cheap.
yeah, yeah.
Like their homemade stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, so they need some sort of funding. Yeah.
Right. So I guess as a donation kind of thing.
Yeah.
If they had a Patreon, that would be another thing to look at if you're interested. But
Mhm.
anyway, Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. Any other things to talk about before we go? Or
Really great time. We both really recommend it to anyone that's interested. And yeah, check out the people there. They're pretty amazing and
all right.
talented.
Well, there you go. This is Vince and Ida Lee. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.